Okay. Hey, YouTube. We're back. Going to look at some games and look for some bets. Looks like we had another winning day. We had a few losses, so we're just gonna go over yesterday's result and then go right into the games here. So, St. Francis hitting for us. There's pretty much no sweat on that one. Basically a Division II game, but looks like we were on the right side. They won the game outright. And next, I got in Miami of Ohio, like I was saying, -9.5. It did drop in the morning, so I picked that up, and they ended up covering by the hook. They won by 10, so barely got away with that one. And then we have Washington beating Rutgers, covering. They covered the 4.5 and the 5.5. So no matter what you were in on, it covered. Kentucky also covering the 6.5. They were down for a while. They came back though, and basically by the end of the game they had a nice lead. I think they won by 9. And so now to the losers. NC State got destroyed. They were not in the game pretty much for 1 second. I learned my lesson fading Virginia. They actually do look good. NC State is kind of questionable. St. Louis also got destroyed. They have very few losses this year. They had maybe one loss and then they lost to Rhode Island in a questionable manner. And then they got destroyed again by a team that I didn't think was that good. Maybe I was underestimating them, but rough loss here. And then UMass. They were up by 20 points at one point and ended up losing the game outright. So that was tough. Definitely, we'll probably avoid the MAC conference for the rest of the season, but we'll see. Because our buddies of Miami of Ohio did come through, but those MAC games, man, they're tough. They all are usually pretty close. All right, let's get into the slate. I have like a lot of games I like, so I think I'm just gonna honestly go for a bunch and just see how we do. Okay, first up is the Morgan State Bears at South Carolina State Bulldogs. I like the Morgan State Bears. They've been playing amazing in conference play and amazing the second part of the season. So I honestly feel that they should be the favorite here. I mean, if you look overall, they have an edge. They have an edge everywhere except for at home. And honestly, these away games in their sample includes a ton of early season out of conference games. So I don't like these teams, like they don't play a lot at home. So this sample's small. This sample's got a lot of stuff that I do not think is relevant. So I don't think this is that useful. I think that these other values are kind of more important and kind of predicting what's going to happen. So I have them winning by 1 to 2 points, and I think that's understated. So I'm going to go ahead and jump in on the Oregon State Bears. We'll just check the spot real quick. I already checked the injuries and whatnot for all the games I'm picking. So, but if you take a look at what they've got going on lately, second in the MEAC, trying to make a run. If they win out, they could win the MEAC. They're like, it's really impressive. They beat Howard on the road. They won a bunch of road games recently. One tough loss on the road, but only by 4 points. Off a win to Delaware State, who's really bad. I mean, this probably didn't require much effort, so they should be ready to go. Been resting since Saturday, so I think that they'll have no issue traveling here. Again, they've just been playing great ever since basically conference play started. And their non-conference schedule is pretty tough. I mean, they had San Francisco, and San Francisco is actually playing decent. Cal, DePaul, who's been playing good too. I mean, this is good teams. UMBC, they're probably first in their division. Georgetown, like that's kind of making that sample make look a lot worse than I think they're gonna play. See what they got going on. They're off a loss, but they're kind of all over the place. They could easily take another L here. Just got off the road coming back home. No reason to think they can't lose here. So let's see what. So Morgan State, they're 8-1 against the spread. That's pretty crazy. 6-7 on the road. They're 5-3 against the spread. So they're under 500 on the road. They're over 500 at home. They 8-1 in the last 10. That's pretty actually crazy. But we're not going to let that deter us because I really think they're just horribly undervalued. No injuries, like I said. All right, I like it. All right, moving along. Citadel Bulldogs at Furman Paladins. So I really like Citadel here. I don't think the Paladins are very good. I mean, they are losing by around 15 to teams that are similar to the Paladins, but I think at this point in the season, I mean, all of these teams are getting into the conference tournament. They don't really have much to play for. I think they're all kind of looking ahead to those first conference tournament games. Citadel, to me, has more to prove as kind of like, the straggler of the conference. I don't think Furman's going to be able to come in here and just destroy them, but I'm getting them winning between 6.5 and 13, so that's higher than the range. Only sample where we're seeing them winning by that much is the home versus away, but I don't think that is, I don't think they're going to lose by this much here, especially given that in the conference play, we're looking at 14, 13. Yeah, I think it's over. I don't think they're going to even come close to it. So covering this, let's take a quick look at the spot. Because Citadel, to me, has proved that they can kind of hang in these conference games. It's just the whole first part of the season was straight L's. So it's like I think it kind of makes them just super undervalued. I mean, they're off 4 losses after honestly coming into conference play and winning, beating Furman, beating Chattanooga. So yeah, they're due for a win. They're like, oh, doing okay in conference play. Again, lost to Citadel, lost to Wofford back then. Got their revenge on Wofford, so off a big win. Honestly, I think it's a good spot for them to. I don't. They could lose this game. Citadel 5-5 against the spread going back 10, so they're both around 500 against the spread in the last 10 games. I mean, at home, Furman's not doing good against the spread. On the road, they're still around 500. Yeah, like Citadel. So the line moved a little. I might still take it. It's at 15 now. I'm gonna try to hope that it maybe goes to 16, but I'll most likely just move on to 15 at this point, just because I honestly think they're live on the money line. Be bugging with that one, but that's what we're doing. All right. All right, moving on. Wake Forest Demon Deacons at Boston College Eagles. I don't really like this game. I'm not gonna bet this. I got it between 2 and 4. Boston College is terrible. Demon Deacons drop games all the time. They're not good on the road. I mean, I think the line's pretty efficient. I could see the Demon Deacons coming in and whooping them possibly, but I don't really have enough faith in that to bet it. Moving on. Oakland Golden Grizzlies at IU Indy Jags. This is another one I don't really want to take. I potentially lean Jaguars just because the Golden Grizzlies have looked kind of off, but then in that point, maybe they're due for a bounce back here. That's why I don't really know. I mean, I'm getting them winning between basically 2 and 4.5. So this is a little bit over that range, so maybe they don't cover, but I'm not too sure. It could be a close game, but we've seen Oakland go on these runs, a recent run in conference, so I'm not gonna fade them here. I don't need to do that. All right, we got the George Mason Patriots, St. Joseph's Hawks. I honestly would want to fade George Mason here if I was gonna do anything. I don't think they're that good. They are off losses, so like, yeah, you could definitely argue it's a get up spot. That's a little bounce back for them because they have some good wins too. St. Joseph's is like, kind of questionable, but they play good at home. Yeah, see, like I have here slight favor going to St. Joseph's, but it's just not enough. It's just kind of a pick 'em to me. I'm not gonna touch it. Kind of a similar situation with this game to me. This is just like a pick 'em, like slight advantage to the home team, but I wouldn't want to get involved with this one. This could go either way. I don't really have any reason to bet either of these teams, so moving on. Okay, Florida Gators at Texas Longhorns. This is actually a good game. I like the Gators here. I think the Gators are going to kind of not destroy them, but I think they win by a healthy, 10 to 15 points. You look down here, every single sample has them clearing the number if you're just looking at this spread too. I got them winning by 5.5 to 11 here, so I like that -6.5 at the lower range. Texas is off 2 big wins too, so I could potentially see them dropping the ball here. And Florida is just great, so we're gonna back them. North Texas Mean Green at Charlotte 49ers. I think Charlotte's pretty bad, and I think North Texas Mean Green has been playing really good. If you look at the trailing few, like they actually have a pretty significant edge. So I almost am like iffy, kind of thinking, okay, so it's gonna be a reversion situation. We're gonna see them not play so good here. So kind of do lean North Texas just because they've been doing so good. Honestly, Charlotte's been playing really bad. So, but I'm not gonna I'm not gonna go in just based off of this one sample. All right, Illinois State Redbirds at North Iowa Panthers. This is kind of the opposite situation. This is a situation where Illinois State has been playing really bad, but if you're looking at the whole second half of the season, and if you're looking at overall, And even ranked teams, the toughest teams on the schedule, there's no edge at all for Northern Iowa. The only edge is coming from these last few games where Illinois State has been playing horrible. So I do kind of think that, yeah, this is over exaggerating. Even with this over exaggeration, with this sample and with the home sample, we're still getting 2.5 to 5. So I kind of like the Illinois State Redbirds. I kind of think they do bounce back here. I mean, let's check the spot real quick. Let's see how it's looking. Oh, let's check here first. All right, so they're not doing good against the spread at all. I think it's their time to shine, everyone. They're doing great against the spread. Time for the universe to even out. Walker, okay. Let's make sure that's not an important guy. Off a loss. They're up and down though. They've been winning still despite skidding out. I mean that loss to Evansville is out of control. That's unacceptable. They skid out recently too before making a comeback. Both teams off a loss. Dang, they hung tight with Belmont. They lost to Illinois State already this season, so yeah, I think their run ends here. They've just been going back and forth for a while, so I think they can win this straight up. Okay, we'll do it. We're gonna do it. All right, we'll take the Redbirds. Georgia Bulldogs at Vanderbilt Commodores. I like Georgia just because I think they're pretty good. I think Vanderbilt's a little overvalued. They are at home and whatnot, but is it really going to be rocking there this week like that? Maybe. I mean, none of these samples suggest that they're going to win by 8.5, but they are pretty close. Georgia's been on a slope, so I think it's a good bounce back for Georgia here. I mean, Georgia's going on the road and winning to teams that are not much better than Vandy. Getting 8.5 is pretty attractive, especially since they got their player back. I forget his name, but somebody who's decent. There's Georgia on here. Okay, so both teams doing pretty good against the spread, kind of like 500-ish. Okay, Georgia's actually off two big wins. Commodores off two losses. Like they are ranked, what, 25? Is that serious? Who are their wins though? Like these are good. Ole Miss, okay. Kentucky whooping them. That's pretty impressive. Alabama, that's pretty good. Sure, Georgia has some good wins too. They beat Kentucky, Texas, Arkansas. That's impressive. Auburn, they beat. Yeah, I mean, this could be a good game. I don't really see Vanderbilt just whooping on them. They are off two losses, but I expect them to keep this thing close. We'll take Georgia. Butler Bulldogs at Villanova Wildcats. I mean, I obviously like the underdog, but I'm not gonna take them here. I don't really trust Butler. I don't know them that well. I can see this being a close game. Absolutely. I have my doubts about Villanova, but I have a bad feeling about it. I'm not gonna take it. All right, Maryland Terrapins, Nebraska Cornhuskers. I'm not taking this. I don't think the Cornhuskers are gonna cover this, honestly. But Maryland is horrible, and the Cornhuskers might go crazy at home. It might be rocking. It's there, so I'm not gonna touch it. I don't know. Xavier Musketeers versus Providence. Xavier's been playing really good versus some really tough teams. I mean, this doesn't really reflect that, but I don't really think that this. I kind of like Xavier, but at the same time, like, got the Friars with an edge all across the board. I don't know. I'm not taking this game. Almost rather take Butler. I guess I don't have to do either of those things. But am I gonna just look at Butler right now just to try to see if I can get there? These Big East teams are just like all the same. They're off 2 wins. Yeah, they'll probably get wrecked. They've been getting wrecked. Wow. They lost to Providence by 10 in double OT. They didn't play Villanova yet. Oh, yeah, they did. They lost pretty bad. Villanova's been playing like not as good. Yeah, they just kept it within 10 with UConn. The Xavier situation is like, only beat Marquette by 3. Like, they haven't been whooping on teams. Think that they'll go and do that to Butler. They haven't beat a team by double digits since, I guess they beat Creighton. Seton Hall, Providence. Yeah, I don't like any of that stuff. I'm not taking these Big East games. I don't trust them. Xavier, I do believe in you, but I don't know. Not enough. Tulsa Golden Hurricane at Tulane Green Wave. I love Tulsa here. I think I'm going to take Tulsa. They have quite the edge overall. Even going on the road, they have a 2.5 to 4.5 point edge. Second half of the season, trailing few, it's like, Green Wave has been doing alright, but when you look at higher ranked teams, it's not too good at all. I like Tulsa a lot. I think they go in here and destroy them. They're probably fighting for the first spot in the conference. Tulane probably doesn't have much to play for at all. Let's take a look. We have like 8 games I'm gonna end up liking. This is gonna be too crazy. Where are they? Second in American, so yeah, they can probably win out and take the conference. They got easy games. Oh, South Florida is pretty beast. I don't know if they'll be able to catch up to them. They can try. a couple wins, but nothing too crazy after taking a few L's. It looks like they like to go on long winning streaks. So Tulane, on the other hand, fifth in American, not crazy behind. They're on a crazy win streak. Yeah, this is over. Definitely taking Tulsa. Also 4-6, not doing good against the spread. Yeah, it's their time. Neither team's doing very well against the spread. No injuries. Old news. This guy Rigsby isn't anybody. Sure, he's a good guy, but I don't really think he puts up any numbers. Probably doesn't play much. Yeah, 6'6". We're good. We're good on you, bro. And yeah, he has some minutes. He plays less than half the game. I mean, just been less and less, so we're good. We don't need him. All right, we are rolling with Tulsa. Sorry, Xavier, man. I just feel bad leaving you behind. Just don't trust the Big East. Just can't trust it. Got Tulsa ready to ride for us anyway. All right, Wofford Terriers at East Tennessee State Buccaneers. I mean, I don't know. This is the number one team, East Tennessee, and Wofford is the number two team in the conference. So definitely going to be a pretty hard fought game. I don't really think it should be 8.5. Only sample that they're touching that is the overall, which I don't really think is that useful right now. And yeah, they're beating teams by 13 that are probably ranked similar to Wofford. But I don't think they're really beating teams like that lately. Not gonna let this one sample really deter me. I mean, I don't, got them winning by 3.5 to 7 here. And I think that's understated because I mean Wofford did just get one of their players back who's pretty good. He means he's their top scorer. Check the spot quick, and I do like Wofford, so if it looks good, we're gonna roll. Try to wrap this up here. Wonder if Wofford covers like that. Saw them up here earlier. Okay, so they're 5-5 against the spread. Last 10, 8-7 on the road against the spread. Oh wow, East Tennessee is 8-2. Oh no, they're 6-4 against the spread last 10. 8-6 at home. All right, they can lose. Or not lose, but I could see them not covering for sure. Where's Wofford at? Right there off a loss to Furman. I like that. I think they definitely have a chance to win this game. They put up a lot of points in their losses usually. Ooh, they lost pretty bad to East Tennessee State earlier, though. That was before they had their buddy Holmes back, though. I think that's probably why the spread's so high, but maybe it really shouldn't be. Off a couple wins, they're gonna take an L. They've been having on way too many wins. Yeah, I'm taking Wofford. I'm not touching this game. Cleveland State's terrible. This team's not good either. To be laying 7.5, but they honestly might cover it. We got the Vikings losing by 8 to 200 ranked teams. I'm sure this team is. If this team's a lot worse than that, then I mean, as you can imagine, I lean towards the underdog, but the Kentucky's 185. Okay, there you go. All right, yeah, this makes sense. They could easily lose by that much. I'm not gonna touch it. Lehigh Mountain Hawks. All right, I got this line here. I mean, I don't really think that AU has a big edge over this Lehigh team, especially in conference play. I kind of like this. Let's check the spot. Maybe that'll be the last game I take. I low-key like the Boston Terriers to whoop the Holy Crusaders. We'll take both of these to end it off here. It's a lot of games, though. We'll see what it comes out to. Don't really want to take more than 7, but I like what I like. Lehigh. American University, really? I mean, both of these teams are terrible. They're tied for third in Patriot, though. Okay. I mean, this is it. Lehigh's gonna get out right now. They're gonna come out to play. Off a win, whatever. Oh, they beat Boston University by a few points. That's pretty good. They have some good recent wins. They just beat American University by 8 points. Now they're getting 6.5. I mean, going on the road, whoop-de-doo. I don't think anybody's gonna be at this game. Yeah, it'll be a different court, but this is super questionable losing the Holy Cross. Yikes. That's not good. Have some good wins otherwise in between. They're not doing terrible second half of the season. So American University's been up to. Oh yeah, off 3 wins. They only hit 4 wins in a row here, and they versed Army, Navy, Holy Cross. So after then they lost up to a bunch of teams, some of which who Lehigh defeated. They lost to Lehigh. I mean, okay, you could say revenge spot, but like Lehigh a lot. I'm gonna take them. Okay. We're gonna. I checked the injury earlier, so we're all set with that. Then the last game I wanted to look at was this Holy Cross game. I think they're gonna get wrecked. But they are like kind of a weird team. They only lost by 3 to them, lost by 10 to them. Yeah, I guess I don't really need to trust that. I do kind of lean that way that they're going to get destroyed by Boston University, but it's kind of weird that they like kind of do hide sometimes. They are off a win. I mean, they always lose off of a win, but they're like hanging in these. They lost by 10 to them. Lost to Boston University by Round 8 last time. Now they're going on the road. Second leg of a road trip where they just gotta win. I'm not getting involved in that. All right. All right. So let's go over the ones I did choose. I think we're around 7. So I'll put this in the comment too. So it's there. I'm going with Lehigh Mountain Hawks plus 6.5. It's kind of a crazy one, but whatever. Wofford Terriers plus 8.5. Tulsa Golden Hurricane minus 4.5. Not gonna touch Xavier. Kinda like Butler too, but nah. Georgia Bulldogs will take plus 8.5. Illinois State Redbirds plus 6.5. Florida Gators minus 6.5. Citadel Bulldogs we're gonna try to get tomorrow at 16. I mean they're at 15, which I don't like as much. I think I'll still end up taking it though. Alright, we'll put it down. Citadel plus 16.5. And then Morgan State plus 1.5. So 8 games, kind of a lot, more than I usually would take, but it was a big slate. So there you go. I'll put it in the top comment. Thank you.